Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'll give my summary of what I thought of Vulkan's Wrath now that I have completed it. Overall, I give it a 1 out of 10, so that really says it all right there. The issue is the balancing on this DLC is by far the worst out of any of the ones I've played so far. And if you're going to play on the hardest difficulty, it's really almost impossible on this DLC with the way they load it out. Pretty much what you'd have to do is just disband all the units and rely solely on dreadnoughts, just like you had to do with the Angels of Death campaign. You have to save before almost every attack and make sure that you do criticals and suffer very minimal damage in return. And that's not fun, and that's certainly not a way that they should have designed a game. And then compounding that with the unlimited replenishability with the orcs, no, it's just a catastrophe. So overall, unless you're gonna buy this game and play it on the easier difficulties, or if you're gonna do like I did and just use that community mod, which allows you to edit some of the units to increase the armor and make them feel more like Space Marines, this is not going to be the game for you, and probably save your money, not purchase it. But rant aside, things that I did like about it is the missions did feel like Salamander missions. They're very focused on protecting Imperial Guard, innocent civilians, things like that, and so that seemed to be what a large portion of the campaign revolved around, and so that gave it a little bit different feeling from some of the other campaigns. I also like that when there were bonus missions on the levels, they're pretty not very subtle during the briefings. It'd be like, hey, really protect these Imperial Guards, hint hint, or make sure that you don't lose a lot of infrastructure, things that would give you an idea of what, like, okay, I see I have to protect the Imperial Guard on this level, and then I'll get some sort of bonus, and you get the units. Again, I've stated this on the other ones, is I wish they would just flat out say, like, okay, you know, when you have to protect the Imperial Guard units, you need, more than, what is it, like 20, I think, to survive by turn X to be able to get it. That way you would have a counter, and so that way you're not having to guess at it. Or, protect these Imperial Guard units up here, and you'll get the gunship. I think that would be beneficial. I also like that the Salamanders had a few unique units, um, so that at least it has a little bit of variety, but it overall, for all the Space Marines, other than maybe somewhere between 1 and 4 units, the rest of them are all the same, so it's kind of like rinse and repeat, and they just added some different colors and things to them. And, I get that. I guess it would be hard to do it otherwise, but it would be nice, you know, instead of just giving them, plus 10 armor, and that's what makes them different. Um, having some other mechanics or something in there to really make it feel like a different experience. In terms of the cons, really the only thing I can say is the balancing. I mean, it's such a major issue in this DLC that it doesn't even matter what else you say. Without modding it, this is and playing it on easier difficulties, it's a completely unbalanced and impossible campaign, and it's just a waste of money unless you're going to mod it or play on easier difficulties, which is really a shame because with this whole Armageddon series, I think they really could have done a lot of really good things with it, but instead I suspect they probably ran out of time, ran out of money, not sure which, or maybe they just decided that they just didn't care anymore and they just released it and abandoned the project, which was kind of funny when this guy, somebody from our community, ended up making it. This modification program, they jumped all over. They're like, "Oh yeah, go ahead and use this modification program. We know this game is totally unbalanced, and maybe this will be a good increase your experience and make it better." And oh, he also activated some of the things that we took away, like the siege mechanic or the terror mechanics, because we for some reason just couldn't figure it out, or they changed last minute. It's very unclear to me. So I thought that was sloppy overall. So again, play it on easier difficulties. Use the unit editor modification to be able to play this on the harder difficulties. Otherwise, if you're looking to just play it as is on the hardest difficulty, pass. Unless you want to sit there, save, like I said before, every roll, and then reload it until you get the rolls that you want. Um, and that's going to be insane, and nobody's going to want to do that because that's not fun. That's just the sign of a poor game design. So, thanks for watching. I will probably do Gloria McCraig next, and then follow that up with Battle of Golgotha, just kind of sticking with the Space Marine theme here. Um, if you guys feel otherwise, let me know. But quite frankly, I get kind of tired of these games where you're just playing dreadnoughts straight through. You have venerable dreadnoughts, regular dreadnoughts, or hellfire dreadnoughts. I kind of like to get a little bit of different feel and get to use some other units. I'll probably continue to use the editor for the Goy McCraig camp, just because I imagine it's probably going to have the same issues. But like I said, I look forward to your guys' discussion. If you have any comments for other people, if you disagree with my opinion, make sure to put that in the comments so when somebody else is looking at this summary trying to decide whether they're going to purchase this game or not, they can get some more opinions. Thanks for watching.